How do we go full-time on YouTube? Well, in this session, we're going to cover a couple things together. The first is going to be there's actually 5 stages of YouTube growth. This is what I was getting at. You actually deserve to know, as a serious creator, where you stand. And by the time you leave this, before we even get into Q&A, you're going to know where you stand. And not only that, because I'm a coach, I was a coach first and foremost, YouTube strategist for a while, I can't help but put something together like this without giving you homework. So you're going to know what stage you're in, and you're also going to know the next best thing you could actually go do because of our time together. I don't just want to talk at you. I want to walk with you. And this is the mission critical thing that we're going to go through together today. And along the journey, we're going to go through the reason why most creators plateau. We're going to talk about how you can grow faster, even in a changing YouTube landscape. Like, no joke. We're not going to sit here and pretend like YouTube's the same as it's always been. Things have changed. So we're going to talk about how to navigate it. We're also going to talk about what are smart creators doing with stuff like AI, which, spoiler alert, can often do a lot more harm than good, though it has its place. It's a great tool. And then, of course, we want to talk about what a system looks like to produce a 10K a month YouTube business. So, and just to let you know, like, my entire goal today is to save you quite literally years of painful YouTube mistakes so fast, so you know who you're getting some information from today. If we've never met, I'm Nathan Eswine. And honestly, like, I actually am just a kindred spirit. If you are a creator of any kind on this platform, you and I have a lot in common, because before I was here at Think Media, and before I was a YouTube coach and strategist, I was just like this dude who made YouTube videos and kind of turned it into a business. And so I actually walked the talk that I'm going to be going through today. And it's so cool because that journey enabled me to do the same thing for other people, where I transitioned from having my own YouTube business to being a YouTube coach, and actually even full circle now, content creator here at Think Media. I'm the co-host of our podcast and a content creator on our main channel. And so I just love that there's a lot of perspectives that I hope I get to bring to the table in order to help you, not only as a fellow creator, but as a strategist who's helped hundreds of creators do it at this point. So here's some cool news in case you didn't know why YouTube. Does it even still matter? Should I even pursue it? You could be in the middle of burnout right now. And I just want to encourage you right off the bat, YouTube is still alive and well, no matter what you're hearing, no matter what news articles you're hearing or things you could hear other creators talking about. I just want to equip you with some facts so fast before we jump in. YouTube has paid creators $100 billion in the last 4 years. That's like billion with a B, okay? Here's another cool thing. This creator economy, this is the industry that you and I are both in, is projected to 4x by 2032. So that's reaching over nearly $850 billion worldwide. So we're at the really still at the beginning of this whole creator economy. I can make videos and make money and let that be my job sort of lifestyle. It is alive and well, and we're honestly still at the beginning of it. So while it's never been a better time to be a creator, it's also never been noisier. Here's some other stats that may not be as encouraging, but you deserve to know. You deserve the truth. On average, there are over 20 million YouTube videos uploaded daily. So before you click off, before I just lost you, hang with me for a second. Here's the noise. Just let that sink in. This is like what we've been live for a few minutes, several minutes now, 8 minutes. That I don't even know. That's like thousands of YouTube videos that have been uploaded since you and I were just hanging out here. Like, my goodness, right? This is why today's class is so important, because how do you stand out in a noisy crowd? How do you stand out against 20 million whatever uploads? We can bring everything back down to a level of sanity when we work through anything in life in stages. Start here, then move here. Start here, then move here. And that's actually what we've discovered here at Think Media after working with tens of thousands of creators amassing over 30 billion views between the way that we're working with them with our YouTube strategies. Like, this stuff works. And so we have a lot of data to pull from to be like, oh, hey, there's like 5 things that people go through on their journey from nothing to having a successful, sustainable YouTube business. And there's five stages through that. And so as we jump into these, the big thing we've unlocked here, and this again might sound a little Hallmark cardish, but stick with me. The real barrier isn't necessarily the algorithm. It's actually our identity. And by identity, I just mean like knowing where you stand. It's actually just like where you are right now with your experience level with YouTube, with your skill set, with the things you have left to learn. The tactics matter. And my friend, you're going to get them. Like I said, like, you're going to have homework today, actual tactics for each stage. But I just want to encourage you, it's the identity that actually unlocks the next stage. A lot of us are stuck on YouTube simply because we're taking on way too advanced strategies and tactics for our actual stage, and we're missing the mark. We're spending a lot of our time spinning our wheels because we're not ready for that strategy yet, when we should be doing this one. Or you could flip it. You could be more of a veteran on the platform right now, and you might feel a little bit stuck because guess what? It's time to take off the training wheels. What are you doing messing around with these basic strategies? You do need the advanced stuff, but how do you know what do you need? How do you know what you need to know, right? This is why you need to know what stage you're in. So we're going to start right off the bat. And there are 5 stages, but to be clear, there's a stage 0. And a stage 0 is just called a consumer. Stage 0 means you haven't created anything yet, okay? There's no money being made per month because of content you're creating because you're not making any content. And this is where everybody starts at stage 0. You're just consuming more than you're creating. And your biggest roadblock at this stage, the absolute biggest thing standing in your way is just starting. And I say just starting with some empathy because I understand how packed of a sentence that can be. There can be a lot of imposter syndrome. There can be a lot of fear. There can be a lot of doubt. There can just be a lot of nervousness. There can be just a lack of knowledge. How do I even do that, Nathan? Like, what camera do I need? You know what I mean? Like, I understand that's a packed sentence, but it's base level, stage 0. You're the biggest and best thing you could possibly do is post a video. So here's actually what you would need to go do if you are in stage 0. And I actually don't want you to overthink it, because the way you get from stage 0 to stage 1 and actually getting on the map is just posting a video. Just post a freaking video. So here's actually what you can do. Literally grab your phone that you already probably use a whole bunch. You're already familiar with it. Film yourself answering just like the number 1 question people already ask you or ask in general in your area of interest. Here's the big thing. And I'm coming in hot and heavy because like I care about you. I don't buy the fact that you don't know what you would do on YouTube. I've heard this so many times. I don't believe you. I'm so sorry. Like, and we're just getting to know each other. Geez, Nathan, hang with me. When I hear someone say, I don't know what I would do on YouTube, I'm like, of course you know what you would do on YouTube. You know, you have ideas for what you would make. You have glimpses and visions in your head of you doing something on the platform. Yes, you know the kinds of things you would post. The trouble is, for a lot of us, not being able to nail it down. So you have a lot of ideas. There's a lot of niches you could potentially choose. The struggle is picking one and getting started. And that's actually the trick, is to just pick one and get started. Go with your gut. When I'm talking right now, what's the thing that you feel is like coming up to the surface where you're like, yeah, I should probably just go do that. Go do that. Get out of stage 0, because now we're getting actually closer. Guess what? I can't talk YouTube strategy right now. It's literally a waste of your time and my time for me to sit here and talk to you at stage 0 about the best tactics, tips for thumbnails, titles, hooks, how to keep people on your videos, how to increase session time for the algorithm. Like, it's doing nothing, because you haven't posted anything. So go post something so we can get nerdier, okay? Your win here is to post the first video. It's the highest return move you will ever do. You'll ever do in the whole YouTube journey, because it's the catalyst. It's the thing that kicks things off. But once you've actually posted your video, now you're in stage 1, okay? Now you're in stage 1. And let's talk about stage 1 here really quick. Stage 1 is you're a creator now. You have published a video. That is the barrier to entry. And now once you're at this point, you are officially creator. Who's here? If you're here, I want to drop it in the chat. And by the way, I see this number ticking up as we're hanging out together. Hey, what's going on? I'm Nathan Eswan, one of the coaches and content creators here at Think Media. I'm just ready to nerd out with you about all things YouTube. We have one of our teammates, Logan, here too. I'm just going through some teaching right now about how to know where you stand in this whole YouTube thing, so you can actually learn how to go full time and actually put together a plan that'll work. So if that's cool, you should hang out, because in just a little bit, we're gonna be going through some Q&A. And so all throughout our time together, please drop questions in the chat. Literally in the chat, drop some questions. Our team's gonna be saving them, and we're going to be answering as many as humanly possible after we get through the teaching here. So pumped you're here. But hey, stage 1 is creator. You've published a video. Congrats, you're officially a creator. Here's the thing though. Your biggest roadblock is going to be inconsistency. And if you're resonating, let me know. This is the toughest thing. To get from stage 1 to stage 2, you have to crack this code. You have to learn how to get consistent. Most YouTube creators quit between videos 20 and 50. I think the most consistent stat that we've been able to find is like most people don't make it to their 23rd upload. Their 23rd upload. Okay, so it's kind of like, well, this is helpful, I hope, because I'm actually giving you some numbers here. It's like, okay, well, how do I move through this stage? Well, the first thing is to get consistent. And you need to try to put yourself into a position, slowly but surely, where you can just execute. I hope that it gets a little bit more simple all of a sudden, because again, we aren't really nerding out about YouTube strategy. You don't need that at this stage. The muscle you need to develop is like identity, man. It's like, yeah, I am a content creator because every week I research and post a video. And you just kind of, even if you're not doing it the most efficient way, the best way, the perfect way, who cares? It's not even time for that yet. You just have to post consistently, because you have to start to develop the muscle of press record, press publish button. Press record, press publish button. That's your mantra through at least 20 videos in this stage. And actually, this is what you should go do. If you're like, okay, cool, how would I actually go live this out, Nathan? Ready? Let me coach you one-on-one. I'm going to tell you the exact video strategy you should use to get consistent in stage one as a creator. I want you to run the ASQ strategy. ASQ. Answer specific questions. Answer specific questions. All right. What am I talking about? In your niche, there are undoubtedly a whole bunch of questions that people have, right? You could be in gardening. What are the questions people have? You could be in, content creation. Hey, what are the questions people have? You could be in sourdough baking. What are the questions people have, right? You could be, whatever your niche is, there are specific questions that from people who are dipping their toes into your niche. And a lot of us are on YouTube trying to create content or envision some sort of online business around something that we've already gone through. A lot of us are on YouTube trying to help younger versions of ourselves who haven't quite figured it out yet, right? What are the specific questions? And so here's what you should do right now is you should actually go to Google or go to the YouTube search bar and literally start typing in questions about your niche. You would know these. You're in your niche. Think about it. Okay, you can even use an AI tool. This is a great example of a use case for AI. ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, whatever you rock and roll. Pull up a chat thread, even on the free version, and literally say, hey, I'm thinking about starting a YouTube channel. This is the niche that I want to create in. I want to make videos about helping people make sourdough bread. What are the most common questions people have? It just did your research for you. Now you have no excuses because there's like 17 video ideas and your job is to answer every single one of them. At least the top 20, 23 of those questions. Just answer questions, friend. Stop overcomplicating it. Stop overthinking it. Sure, get a little better with every video, learn a new thumbnail thing, learn a new title thing. That's not the point of the stage. The point of the stage is to build the muscle of being a creator. And what does a creator do? A creator shows up to serve. A creator shows up to serve. And service can look like education, how to fix your sourdough starter. I don't know why I'm riffing off the sourdough thing, but it can also look like entertainment. Right? That is service. So whatever niche you're in, education, entertainment, whatever it is, there are specific ways that the people you're trying to reach would love for you to reach them. And answering specific questions is an incredible way to start because it gives you almost endless content ideas. And because, quite frankly, they can be quick videos. A lot of specific questions can be answered pretty concisely in nature, which is a great thing for you as someone at the creator stage where you're just trying to get your phone, answer a question, publish it, move on. Get another question, film it, move on. Maybe you upgrade your camera. Maybe you get a cool little microphone that attaches. It doesn't matter. That's not the thing that matters at this stage. The thing that matters is posting consistently. And I think answering specific questions is the most tactical thing I could give you to go do that. So remember, that's the win here. How do you move from stage one, being a creator, to stage two? Well, you just kind of kept going. You actually went for it. You kept moving when you could have stopped. You were the person that didn't quit. And because of that, you're able to move on to stage two. My favorite example of someone in stage one who graduated to stage one, to be honest, actually, she went from 0 to 1. This is one of our students recently, just several months ago. went through kind of this cohort thing where we were helping people make YouTube videos. This is Sherry. She's 77 years old. She had no equipment, no social media, no prior experience. She said it was cool to share that she was actually living in a homeless shelter, filming on her iPhone in a public library. So I'm just kind of like, Sherry's my role model, and I want to be like Sherry when I grow up. Are you kidding me? There's no excuses left on the table. Age, time, resources. Well, here's Sherry. And you know, the cool thing about Sherry is her first video went, I would say, viral. I would actually call 37,000 views for your first video in 4 weeks viral. Like, her first video did this, over 500 comments in 30 days. And this video got her monetized. Now, to be clear, like results are not typical. Not everyone's going to go post a video like this and have it do this for your first one. But that's not what I'm trying to say. The point is that she grabbed her phone and filmed something, and she picked something, a topic that she could talk about that meant something to her. So she was just talking about something that's on her heart. Losing her dog at the age she was at gave her new purpose. I'd encourage you to go watch the video. You'll be blown away. You'll be like, wow, if she can do it, I can do it. Here's one more stat that you should know. Let's get nerdy for a second, okay? Tactics. Have you seen this in your YouTube channel before? Anybody? Let me know. Let me know. I don't know if you paid attention to this. This is pretty important, though. If you know, YouTube speaks to you. YouTube speaks to you all around YouTube Studio. This is the audience by watch behavior chart. And this is data about new viewers, casual viewers, and regular viewers. This is about how people interact with your content and how often they return to your content. Why does this matter, Nathan? Just so we're on the same page, new viewers, I mean, this is people that would watch your channel for the first time. Casual viewers would be people that have watched your channel up to 5 months in the last rolling year. Regular viewers watched your channel in 6 or more months. So it's the flip of the casual viewers over the past year. Why am I saying this? There's a timeline here. When you're moving from stage 1 to stage 2, like, it's kind of like there's this 6-month marker. Why? Because you can't even have regular viewers. You can't even have the stat available until you've had enough content on your channel or have an active enough channel over a 6-month time period. So to be clear, this is not saying this is a direct correlation to your upload schedule. This is just a correlation between like time of channel activity. For people to become regular, you've had to have stuff going on for like 6 months. You know, for even people to be casual, that's like up to 5 months. What I'm trying to say is I'd love to tell you you're going to blow up overnight, and sometimes it happens. I just shared Sherry with you. Most of the time, it's not like that. Most of the time, you do need a 6-month plan. That's why we're talking today, because there's this 6-month language that I think you just deserve to know. No hype. Nathan, how long before results? Hey, I'd love it. And I think it can happen sooner because I see it happen sooner. Just depends on a lot of factors. So I'd feel more like a responsible coach out here in this insane world of people giving you advice about how to do YouTube and content and everything. 6 months, man. 6 months. Just let that be your headspace. 6 months, stage 1, moving, stage 2, whatever. Like, if you're actually starting from scratch, your 6-month plan is to start and be consistent. And if you've done that, you've actually beaten a ridiculous percentage of people who never made it past. Cool? We rocking? Are we rolling? Are we getting nerdy? Okay, stage 2, momentum maker. I'd love to know if you're here right now. I bet some of we have a good number that are here. Momentum maker is stage 2. How do you know you've graduated? To get to stage 2, you've earned your first dollar online. Just like you graduated into stage 1 by publishing your first video, you graduate to stage 2 by making your first dollar. We had someone in our community, Logan, you might've seen this. I just saw it the other night. Someone in our community was celebrating 20 cents from somewhere. I forget, it might've been an affiliate link, or maybe it was like YouTube partner program, but like it was 20 cents. And one of our students was like, is this cool? And the number of people that jumped in and were like, heck yeah. And like, yes, this is cool. You just made like, okay, it's 20 cents. Yeah, you barely can do anything with that, but it doesn't matter about what you could go redeem it for. What matters is it worked. Because I posted a video in the ridiculous wide open space of the internet, money came back to me. You know, it's like, it's a really big deal. It doesn't matter how much you made. So once you've made the first little bits of money because you're making YouTube videos, you've graduated into stage 2, momentum maker stage. Okay. This stage financially, you'd know you're here if you're hovering between, your first dollar, but call it like somewhat of a consistent $100 to $1,000 a month ish. I know it's a pretty broad range, just what we've found, because there's a lot of different monetization models out there. But you're here because you've earned your first dollar and you are consistent now. Like, to get to this point to where you've got some sort of income stream happening that's associated with your videos, you've been consistent and you've been learning things and it's been paying off. But the biggest roadblock for you is actually, ready, packaging. And packaging is it's like the nerdy insider language for your title and thumbnail. And I'd also argue your idea and your hook. We can talk about that in Q&A if you want to, but it's your title and your thumbnail. The biggest roadblock in the Momentum Maker stage 2 here, is you're starting to make just a little bit of money, which is so cool, but you have yet to hone the skill of being a content creator. And on the platform of YouTube, especially, it's all about packaging. It's all about getting someone to choose you, clicking on you. And the way people click on you is by how you're presenting an idea. Here we go, coaching moment. This is the biggest thing. Like, if you were to take something away and you're in this stage, you've got to understand this. We are in a war of ideas on the platform. 20 million uploads a day. Remember that stat from the beginning? How do you stand out? You have to be someone that becomes a student of packaging. And that just means, here's the shortcut. How do I get better titles and thumbnails? For just a second, put aside me, Think Media, put aside fill in the blank YouTube strategist, coach, teacher name, and just think about your audience. This is the greatest hack for getting better at titles and thumbnails. You're not trying to reach everybody, are you? You're just trying to reach a few specific people in this little niche that you've chosen. And all you need to try to think about is what they would choose, not what everybody would choose. This is why it makes no sense to me. If you are the sourdough education channel, why are you out here trying to copy Mr. Beast thumbnails? Why are you listening to Mr. Beast YouTube strategist it's like completely who cares? It's completely different content, completely different audience. You're trying to reach the person that's trying to learn how to do that. They just tasted bread for the first time with their friends. They're like, oh my goodness, you made that? They're like, yeah, I made it myself. And they're like, what? How did you even know? It's easier than you thought. You just need X, Y, and Z. They start to go search and find you. What are they going to click on? They're going to click on how you title your video and the image that you put with it. I'm trying to break it real down. So the idea that you have for a video, it's on your responsibility to get better at it by getting way more in tune with who you're trying to reach. Who is your audience? Who is the ideal person that's going to click on your video? Because that's the only click you need. And once you crack that, you can stop comparing yourself to other niches. Not that we can't learn anything from them. Not that we couldn't learn anything from Mr. Beast or his YouTube strategist. It's just being able to filter everything through. How do I get better at my titles and thumbnails for my audience? That's the strategy you need here at the Momentum Maker stage. So here's what you should go do. Here's your homework. I actually highly encourage you. You can do this right after we get off this, after hanging out today. You need to learn how to research better. Learn how to research better. Don't just rush off and press record on your next few videos if you're in this stage. That's the energy that you need for stage 0, stage 1. I need you to be intense. I just need you to press record, be messy, and go for it. Once we get to stage 2, it's less about intensity and it's a lot more about intentionality, which means we start to slow down just a little bit. We build in some buffer time to actually be able to do some research properly. So I need you to start studying outlier videos. This is a nerdy term you have to get familiar with if you want to do the sport of YouTube, so to speak. Outlier just means it's a video that did better than normal. That's all it is. And you might have seen these scores around YouTube. If you're in the stage, you might have a tool like vidIQ or a 1 of 10 or like TubeBuddy. There's different tools that give you different things. But if you have these tools installed, when you're searching for videos on YouTube, you can see these little bubbles that pop up that have like a number inside them. It could be like 54x, 27x, 1.4x. That just means that's how many times better this video did for that channel's baseline at that time period. Man, we're in the weeds. Are you still with me? Come on. This is what you signed up for, right? So if you see like a outlier score that says 2.7x, that means that that video that you're looking at right now for that channel did 2.7 times better when it came to views than that channel would typically get by that time period. Why does that matter? Because this is going to help you start studying what actually works in your niche and not just relying on your gut hunches, not accidentally studying underperformers. So when you're looking at outlier videos and you're able to find, okay, when I'm doing research, here's another quick way to do it too, before there was ever an outlier score. And at least a safe way to do this is like, okay, when you're researching, sorry, y'all, I'm just going to be riffing off the sourdough person. Shout out if you're actually in that niche, because wow. Okay. You're searching, right? You're going to do you're going to make a video about how to, forgive me, because I don't know the whole thing. How to start your starter. Is that it, Logan? I don't know. Should we know better? Whatever. How to do sourdough starter 101, whatever you need to know. You're going to like look up videos. And if you find videos that have a higher view count than the subscriber count, which you can see both of those publicly, you don't need a special tool, just in YouTube search. If you see videos that have a higher view count than subscriber count, that's an outlier video, even if there's no little bubble next to it. And it's like an extreme, like this is like a pretty heavy filter. You can totally study videos that have like 9 times, 5 times. Those are important too. But as you're looking up videos, you can be like, subscriber count versus view count for that video. If the view count on the video is higher, something clearly went right there. And what went right there could be about the content, but let's not forget, people don't watch you until they click you. And people don't click you until they see you, because it's your video pitted up against other options on the platform. So as you're researching in here, stage 2, it's your job to start to develop this skill, how to identify videos that did better than normal, so that you can copy and taste, as one of our team members here would say, which I think you got it from somebody else. But anyway, copy and taste. You don't copy and paste. Be you, be yourself, but just like understand, oh, they did this visual with the starter and the sourdough. Oh, and there's like text, and the text is pretty big. And there's just like 3 words all on the right side. You're just like what's the patterns here of the videos that do well versus my videos over here that I've been making in stage 1 and in stage 2. And how do I like get closer to that? And the title they chose, they're actually like leading with the word sourdough starter. And I kept like putting it at the end of maybe I should flip. You just start to pattern recognize, but you're doing it based off of what has been proven. So that's homework you can do. You can go do that tonight. You can go do that tomorrow. Whenever your next video is, pump the brakes, block an extra amount of time on your calendar to simply study proven videos so that you have a higher chance of people choosing your video the next time you publish one. Okay. So the big one here is you've earned that first $1, which is all too exciting. And I think about someone like Josh Morgan, who, full disclosure, he like jumped into our group coaching program, Elite, and he had a stalled channel. And he had no money plan. Here's what's interesting though. You see the view counts on here. These are screenshots of what his channel looked like before we partnered up and we're doing some coaching. His subscriber count was 20,000. It was 22. It was like 22,000 subscribers or something. But he was getting view counts like this, dominantly because he built his subscribers through short form content, YouTube Shorts. So we had to work on like a whole long form strategy, but nonetheless, big channel with subscribers, but low view counts, because making short form vertical content and then long form horizontal content, they're 2 different things. They're 2 different beasts, right? And so when he came through, the breakthrough that happened to him was 2 coaching calls. The first group call was really cool. I remember this vividly because I was the coach on call for that day. And we literally did the process that I just described. We just came out with a video idea that was better than the kinds of video ideas that he was coming up with before. And if I can like push in a little bit, we came up with a video idea. We came up with an idea with packaging that was better than the packaging he had done before. Because you can have a really great idea, and you probably do. If you're here right now, I'm sure you have great ideas for videos, especially if you're stage 2, moving to stage 3, even stage 1. You're like, you got ideas for videos. But YouTube is a sport, and you can't skip practice. And the gateway to people seeing your awesome video is by clicking you. So it's not that he had bad ideas. It's not that you have bad ideas. You just simply don't understand how to package a video. And you start by studying what works. And so what we did was I was like, hey man, have you ever tried like this reaction style content? And he was like, no, I don't think so. And so we were like talking about it a little bit. And we came up with this video idea. And, you know, Josh is in the faith space, but look at that first word that's in the title, if you can see it. Steve-O. Steve-O. Massive, big public figure. Josh made a video tying Steve-O to his niche about faith-based stuff because he made a comment about heaven and hell or something. In that video, that was the fresh screenshot at the time. That was within 2 weeks, over 3,000 views. And you saw the view counts before, 66, 10, whatever, 29x. Why? Because we studied stuff that worked. I was like, hey, you should like put what people know, which is someone like Steve-O, with somebody that people don't know, which is Josh, which was him. So I was like, this was a video idea. This was a packaging idea. And it worked. The cool thing for him too is after that first call, he came back in his second call, which perfectly transitions us into stage 3. We worked on getting him to stage 3, really, believe it or not, which was money-making stuff. The whole I make a video and I make money kind of thing. And so what we worked on in his second call, he came back and was like, dude, I'm a believer. You know, it was like, I haven't had views like that in a long time on my long form videos. Okay, what's next? And I was like, okay, we got to start talking about your money plan. If you're going to be getting views like this now, because we're getting better at packaging, we don't just want the views to come and then go out the door, so to speak. We want the views to turn into something, a percentage of the views to turn into something in the form of people exchanging dollars. So we came up with a money plan and we worked on an affiliate link. He had an affiliate with this Bible study software that we engineered a video around. That video, you can see that this was 4 days after he had published it. It's over a 100x outlier for his channel connected to a money-making activity. So it's all about at this stage, it is about ideas, packaging, in your stage 2 momentum maker, ideas, packaging, getting more people to click, getting better at getting more people to click, which transitions us over here into our stage 3. But this is something that Josh had said. This is why he joined Elite, which is the coaching thing we did. He said he wanted to build something that could pay for itself and eventually become a real business. And seeing his affiliate income from that last video that we were talking about finally kick in is the first time the vision feels real. This is how you know you're about ready for stage 3 or you're moving into stage 3, because stage 3 is content pro. Stage 3 is content pro. I wonder if you're here. Let's find out. The money mark, financial benchmark, is between $1,000 to $3,000, somewhat consistent. Like you're rarely dipping below $1,000. Between $1,000 and $3,000, you're here because your packaging's been working. So views are coming in much more reliably, but your biggest roadblock is still no money plan. Stage 3 is content pro. Content pro means we start to care a lot more about things that happen after people choose you. You start to get really good at that in stage 2. And as more people click you and more people get into your content, those views are going to start to go up. Watch time starts to go up. As a content pro, your job is to try to learn how to take that to the next level by continuing to do everything, by the way. Still studying outliers. You're still, you're still trying to study stuff that's worked. You're still trying to get better at creating content. Like none of that ever goes away. There's just like this compounding effect. It's just here, the biggest bottleneck is no money plan. You haven't built a way to monetize the attention. And I know for me personally, this was the part that I needed the biggest unlock on. I was like, I understand the whole making a video thing, and I understand then people like watch you and I get views, but I know I can't go to the bank down the street and deposit views. Who goes to the bank down the street anymore? Is that still a thing? I guess I'm actually all online now. Anyway, I can't mobile deposit my views into my bank account, right? So I was like, how does that whole thing happen? This is where you figure it out. So here's what you do. Here's your homework assignment. If you are resonating right now and you need your win, the next win that you need in your next couple months, your next 6-month plan, if the win that you need is the views you're getting turn into money in the bank account, here's what you got to do. You have to develop a money plan. It's staring you in the face. You have yet to flesh one out or actually establish one that's working. And you have to start with one. Start with one money plan in every single video. Oh yeah, I said every single video. We can talk about this in Q&A. Please drop a question if you have a question. But Nathan, doesn't YouTube like it when people stay on platform? Why would I send them off platform? Like, if I put a link somewhere, I tell them to go to some URL, like they're going to leave the platform and then YouTube's not going to like me. This is stuff I've heard before. What is true about that is, of course, YouTube wants people to stay on platform. There's this thing called session time, which YouTube uses actually to like dictate success of videos, which is like, oh, because someone watched a video, what other videos did they watch after that? Like, what was the chain? You know, this is how like you and I both get into binge sessions and we're like, I am like 12 videos deep and I don't even know where I started, right? It's like, that's called session time. I was on the platform when I got onto YouTube on my phone, TV, laptop, whatever. I was on it for 45 minutes and I watched 3.5 videos. Well, I don't know, whatever it is, right? Like, that's session time. So that is a positive viewer signal. If your video can be a video that gets people to stay on platform, or especially for your channel, by the way, pro tip, appropriate for this stage. If you can make videos that point to other of your own videos and people watch one of your videos and go to another one of your videos, because ideally you've been strategic because you're pumping the brakes and not just pressing record right away. You're putting in some time to research and studying what works. And a part of your scripting and outlining process is now, ooh, okay, where can I point people to because of this video I'm about to record? Oh, I mean, I know I've got these videos in my catalog so far. I'm doing the starter sourdough thing. Maybe, oh, I have a video about how to store sourdough. You know, so I'm like, okay, at the end of my sourdough starter video, I'm like, and by the way, if you want to learn more about how to store sourdough so it stays good twice as long, you got to check out this video they put together all about storing the bread. That was rough because I'm just riffing and I'm not a sourdough expert, but that's the idea. You start to think like this in this stage. So yes, it's true. Session time matters, but this is where you have to decide. Are you going to be a YouTuber? Or are you going to be a business owner in a YouTuber's costume? Ooh, goosebumps, goosebumps. I'm saying one more time. For someone who needs to hear it, you have to decide, are you going to be a YouTuber, meaning I'm going to make all my money on platform with the videos that I'm doing, with the communities I could build, super chats I could get, all the stuff? Or am I going to be a business owner in a YouTuber's costume, which is my favorite way to play YouTube, and a total spoiler alert to where we're going. This is how you do YouTube. I'm just going to say it because we're just here and we're hanging out. That's how you actually get to 10K a month. That's how you actually go full time in 6 months or less, is you start to operate like a business owner who happens to make YouTube videos, not someone who's trying to be a YouTuber. You go down the wrong paths there. It's unsustainable. It's always up and down, and you think you have to do a whole bunch of certain things to win. Because you do. You need a lot of views, you need a lot of memberships, you need a lot of super chats, you need a lot of whatever. If you're a business owner, you're thinking about, because I posted a YouTube video, what changed? Because I posted a YouTube video, someone clicked on my affiliate link. Oh, that's cool. That's a money plan. Because I posted a YouTube video, someone bought a course. I don't even have a course yet, but like, that's what I want someone to do. Cool. That's a money plan. Because I posted a video, people bought my book. Cool. Do you already have a book? Yeah, it's on Amazon, just sitting there. Gee, why don't you tell people about it, right? Like, this is how you make a money plan. Business owner, you're thinking about income, you're thinking about getting leads, you're thinking about making sales in a YouTuber's costume. I understand that video packaging matters. I understand I need to make a video that's going to meet a viewer directly where they are. I understand I need to learn some YouTube strategy. But because I'm a business owner and not a full YouTuber, I'm going to strategically place call to actions to go off platform in every video, because that's the game that I'm playing. And by the way, you can do it both. Here's the homework. Here's the homework. Ready? Lean in. Tactic incoming. When you do your call to actions in a video, which is the part of your video where you're going to say, hey, by the way, if you're interested in these shaker bottles, like actually just got a fresh batch custom made with by Perfect Shaker. We just restocked, and you're more than welcome to get one. We got like 100 that we made, limited edition. You can find that link in the description below. Just, again, making things up here. It's the part of your video where you do that, where you let people know about the stuff that you want them to get. There's several levels here, which is why we can talk about it in some Q&A, getting over the imposter syndrome, not wanting to feel slimy, all the good things. But the tactic, start doing call to actions in your video. That's the first place I see when I'm like, linking up with someone and like doing a diagnosis of their channel, doing a channel audit. I'm like, I don't see any I don't see you talking about your book in your videos. And they're like, yeah, well, I just don't really. It's like, just start there. That'll make changes overnight. The number of times I've been on a coaching call and literally just said, hey, good news. We can call the session early because you just need to go back and flip on the switches in upcoming videos to say, go to the link in the description to get my thing, whether it's a freebie for your email list or it's a like direct funnel, no funnel for a product. Like you just got to start saying it and stuff will happen. And then sure enough, they come back to the next coach call. Someone bought my book. Oh yeah. Because you talked about it, right? I'm being a little goofy, but the whole point is in your call to actions, you should be doing them. And when you do them, the tactic is don't do them at the end. I know you're like me. Back when I was doing call to actions and stuff, it's like, I kind of would just slide it in at the end because I was all like, I don't want people to think I'm like selling stuff. It's like, just offer. No, not everyone has to take you up on it. But again, do you want to be a YouTuber? Or you want to put on your big boy, big girl pants, step into stage 3, move to stage 4 and be a business owner in a YouTuber's costume because you actually want to change your life in 6 months, because you actually want to get to 10K a month, because you actually want to quit your job. Like, I'm sorry, but these are the decisions you got to make. And this is where you make it. Stage 3, money-making plan. Do your call to actions earlier in the video, ideally before halfway through your video and after value. Don't do a call to action the first 30 seconds. This is being in the YouTuber's costume thing. YouTube monitors the first 30-second retention. Don't do that. Do your video, do your hook, deliver the first bits of value, drop a call to action, weave it in organically. Hey, speaking of, we're doing a fitness video. And speaking of like smoothies, like one of my favorite ways to bring smoothies with me is in this shaker bottle that has like I don't know, I'm just riffing, right? But you like tie it in. And you do it before halfway. Why? Because that's where most of our retention curves have the highest retention. Your retention curve and my retention curve look awfully similar, especially at the end. Ooh, why are you talking to people where nobody is? Is that even a sentence? Talk to people where they are. Okay. Hey, stage 3. You start to win because that attention you're making becomes income. Okay. Here's like a quick case study of this. Results may vary, but this is true. So here's what's cool. This is Jacqueline, one of our students. Specific niche, gardening in Florida. She actually ended up making over $50,000 from one affiliate program because she made a video, got strategic, because she was like, because I make a video, I want people to click my affiliate link for this higher priced raised metal bed. And it didn't happen overnight. Year 1, $1,000. Year 2, $15,000. Year 3, $55,000. And that's all because of videos she made like this. Videos that she committed to over the long haul. Look at what this is. This is a 1-year review. You know how valuable that is to someone who's like buyer intent, or their intent is to buy? They're like, someone who did like the year-long review? Yes, please. I'll take that. That's why everything grew. And that's actually just one affiliate program. She has multiple streams of income, her own products, other affiliate stream income. And this is what happens when you start or stop guessing and you start becoming a content pro. We've talked about this. You're learning the skills, you're installing new systems, you're creating content that pays you again and again. And I'd love to know, hey, like, where are you right now? We're going to start getting ready for some Q&A. We've gone through 3 stages. Do you know where you're at right now? Are you in 0? I'm so glad you're here. Are you in 1, 2, 3? We've gone through 3 of them. Drop it in the chat. Would love to see if you already know where you're at right now. But let's land the plane on these stages where a lot of us desire to get to if we're not already here, or if you're already here, to help you optimize it even more. Stage 4 is business builder. I was already alluding to this. Business builder. This is where the money is compounding and the views are compounding. People aren't just watching you, they're paying you because you have a money plan. But the biggest roadblock here is going to be focus. And by the way, the financial benchmark here would look something like between 3 and 10K consistently, somewhere between 3 and 10, between, whatever money plan you have, whatever, monetization strategy you put in place. It's like 3 to 10. But the biggest roadblock is focus here, because here's what's cool. Along the journey, right? Stepping from stage 2 to stage 3, you found a money plan that worked. You got 20 cents from somewhere, right? Or you got whatever from somewhere. You sold a metal bed. You sold a shaker bottle. You get excited because you're like, dude, this thing freaking works. And in your excitement, you do what I did, which is build way too many things. You're like, oh, dude, I can turn anything into gold, baby. And you're like, what can I sell? All the affiliates I could possibly do. And you're like, all the courses I could build, all the books I could, you just like start to kind of go a little crazy because you saw that it worked with one thing. So you're like, oh, if it worked with one thing, if I just do more things, I get more money. Here's the thing though. If you're unable to focus at this point and learn how to double down, you start to learn things like the 80-20 rule, right? And you're trying to figure out like, hey, where's the place that I actually, and you start to honestly, who cares about some 80-20 rule? You just start to get even more in tune with your audience and you really start to know and are able to anticipate their needs. Where in the market is lacking? Where are they choosing other people over you? This is why it's a business builder mentality. You actually need to you found a money plan that works, but you're chasing every new offer. You need to learn to focus here. You need to learn to focus. What are the things what are the things that are distractions that are taking away your time, taking away your energy? It's giving you some money, but you're getting way more money over here for far less effort, but you're just so convinced that it's this way and it's this thing. You need to learn how to kill stuff. Like metaphorically speaking, you got to learn how to like chop stuff down. Yeah, we're done. We're going to close it up. We're just going to lock stuff down. And we're going to focus over here. Because if you're able to focus, follow one course until successful is the acronym I heard from somewhere, probably Sean. Like you have to follow one course until successful. At one thing that's working, I bet you can get that one thing that's working really well to double or triple faster than this little thing over here that you're just trying to fan the flames on. Like let it go. Focus over here. Maybe there's a different season. So here's what you need to go do. Here's your homework in this stage. If you haven't already, build one bridge between your videos and your business results. You're a business builder here. One solid bridge that's reinforced. You know it works. It gets you views because the content you make that lead to leads because of the way you do your call to actions in the videos that actually lead to sales because of a follow-up process you would have in place after people take you up on the free thing or buy your low ticket thing or jump into a discovery call with you. You're building a business at this stage. And for time's sake, I'm not going to go into all the details about that. But if you have questions, drop them and let's talk about it. The big thing you can do here is to say no to the shiny new idea. Avoid shiny object syndrome. You already, if at this stage, you know in your heart of hearts, what's the thing that's already really working? Even if you're a little bored of it. Like you're trying to build a business. If you can get the thing that you're kind of bored of to start to flourish even more because it's already just doing really well, guess what? You just bought yourself some money and time to go do the thing that you feel like, oh, I need to really start this. This is where you adopt a different mentality. The win here is you have proof of concept and now you have to protect it from your own ambition. You can become your own worst enemy at this stage. And it's kind of funny. Like I've talked about myself here and I'll just roast myself for a little bit. I was like, I think of me. It's stage 4. That's probably why you're like, wow, Nathan like got really passionate right here. Is because I did this. I started my YouTube channel. I was like a music guy helping people learn to write songs ever since a kid. And then like I did it a little bit on the side. So for me and my niche, I was like, oh, I should help people with music. And look at all this. Like I touched a lot of different things in my side hustle YouTube business. It only took me about 10 hours a week to run. And it was about 30 grand, give or take a year. I was still able to have a full-time job and was able to use a lot of income to help our family with specific goals. But there was YouTube ad revenue, affiliate revenue. There was contract work, like literally got hired from people who found me on YouTube to build courses and curriculum about music production software, partnerships with other people in my niche, had some brand deals, some recurring, digital course sales with the biggest one, and even did one-on-one coaching with people here. And this was about 10 hours a week that I got to. I had to go through the stages. But I got to this point that was really sweet for my family and I, but unfortunately, it was also happening at the worst time in my life. So I understand the reality of life not being how you want it to be, and yet you have this goal and vision that you can see, and you it's tough for a little bit. You gotta make both work. And if you're building something on the side in this business builder phase, all the way through it, to be honest, but it starts to require a little bit more of you, a lot more of you. It actually demands a whole different version of yourself. I was working at a martial arts school during the day, which if you know, that industry is very demanding. It was 6-7 days a week, all day. If I'm not answering the calls, I'm teaching classes. If I'm not teaching classes, I'm cleaning. If I wasn't cleaning, I was doing birthday parties or seminars. If I wasn't doing those, I was there early. Why? Because I had like 100 cold calls I had to make. So I'm just saying I understand the difficult season. My YouTube battle station, you can see there in the middle of the screen, is in the corner of our 1-bedroom apartment. Bless my wife forever for agreeing to let me do that. And that like card on the side is my morning routine. I was waking up at 4:30 to be able to have time to try to do something like take care of myself, like work out. But really it was more about having time before the day started to be able to work on this whole YouTube thing. I had to do it in the morning. I chose to get up early to work on this stuff. And I actually chose myself, like full disclosure, like, wow, I'm here with Think Media because I actually use Think Media stuff. So like I'm like a Think Media alumni, like using the strategies in coaching programs here. I had Video Ranking Academy, which was on our budget. You can see down at the below there. At the same time, we're attacking debt. That's why having this extra income was so beneficial in this season and was a big driver for me, honestly, because my wife and I didn't want to have a family or didn't want to have our first child until we were out of debt. It's like, it's just something personally that we felt convicted that we wanted to strive for, wanted to shoot for. And so I started making videos, man. And you know what I did? You know how I told you way back at the old stage 0 or 1, I told you should go make videos answering specific questions. It'll help you be consistent on YouTube because you're answering stuff that you know people want answers to, and they can be pretty quick to answer because it's just a specific question. If you're jumping in now, drop a question. Let's talk about it here in a little bit when we do Q&A. But I made a video, several videos about like how to do specific things in music production software. That video is in 1 minute and 10 seconds. Sometimes that's all the time you have. And so you got to make it work. I'm fast forwarding ahead for time's sake, but long story short, those initial short videos of me answering questions led to me answering bigger, weightier questions. And I started to become the guy that helped people make full-on songs with this piece of software. Not just like, hey, here's how to flip on that one switch. I was like, no, here's how to like do your craft, man, in this piece of software. And that led to me building products. Not all of them were successful. You can see a lot of things down there at the bottom, but I had a few heavy hitters. There were a couple courses that continuously sold, and I had to learn to double down on what was already working. And I remember making my first sale from the course. Right here it is, $147. And I'll tell you what, in the moment, I might as well have made $147,000. Like, I remember this being the accumulation personally of just so much time, dreams, energy, effort, money, time poured into this thing with the hopes that it would work. And the fact that I could make YouTube videos and people buy my courses and I'm helping people actually release their songs just fueled me for so long. And I remember we got to celebrate. We got boba, shout out. What's your favorite flavor? I don't even remember what would be in here. Taro, I think is what I got. Who knows? But like, we started celebrating and using the money that I was making from this YouTube business to actually do cool things. This is the day that we found out we were pregnant because we had taken a vacation. Long story short, I'm not trying to like clog this up, but like if you work in the martial arts industry, there's no paid time off. There's no benefits. It's like work is honestly like hustle is really glorified. It's like, no, you just work and work and work. And like, that is your value. We worked at the same martial arts school together, which is how we met. Side quest. It was so fun to date because we would spar each other and break boards. Done with the side quest. But like, because we didn't really get to take any vacations, like, oh, guess what paid for my vacations? This little YouTube music business that I started. And to wrap up the story, we actually got to tell Dave Ramsey we were debt-free. And we were debt-free so much faster than we would have been because of this YouTube business that I built that I was able to run in 10 hours or less a week that brought in like half the income I was already making at my day job anyway. And long story short, you just don't, here's the cool thing you don't know at the business builder stage is because you're starting to get you're starting to get noticed. You start to stick out in your niche. You're starting to get some notoriety because you have views coming in, you have products that are selling or people that are trusting you enough to take you up on your products and services. And like, you don't even know what could be around the corner from continuing to stick with it, continuing to scale. Because for me, in my story, why I'm sitting here with you right now is I actually sold that whole YouTube business last year, the top of 2025. I sold it all. The YouTube channel, the online business, the domain name, all my courses, all my, like everything, like email list, like sold it all. And I was able to give it to, somebody who was in the same niche. We partnered up a lot. So he got a good bro deal. It's in good hands. But like, I never thought the word acquisition I would get to use as this like, Midwestern Missouri kid who's like, oh, I just sold my company. Yeah, it's crazy. And because of that, I found out that for me, the whole next phase, me in my life personally, is after selling my business, I realized, oh, there's a whole other calling because of this whole YouTube thing, tracing it all the way back to stage 0, because I pressed record, trying to help people answer specific questions about this music piece of software. Fast forward all the way to now, stuff I didn't even see coming. The very person that I learned YouTube from, I get to work for. What the heck are we even talking about? Like, what is life? This is crazy. So for me personally, I have been at 4 of the 5 stages of YouTube, and now I work for someone in the final stage. And the final stage here, get those questions ready. Final stage is creator CEO, man. Creator CEO. At this point, yes, we are like 10K consistent minimum. It's actually like far beyond that at this point as you start to scale, and it can just continue to increase up to, infinite numbers a month, purely because there's no 6. There's no stage 6, at least what we've found. It's like, this is a stage you get to and you're just here because you're continuing to develop your skill set within this stage. This is where you have multiple income streams, what it looked like. You've got a whole team, man. It's not just you. It is not just you anymore. You have some sort of team with you. You are building legacy. You are also the biggest bottleneck at this stage. And so the struggle here is, while it would have taken nobody but you in those several years, whatever it is, the timeline for you to get to this point was mostly because of you and your work. And at this point, the biggest roadblock will be you continuing to do that. You need to learn how to leverage. You need to learn how to build systems. You need to learn how to delegate. You can't be the CEO, the chief executive officer and founder of your own company and still do every single thing under the sun that a creator or a business builder would do. You can't do it. You won't survive. You have to learn how to delegate. And this is how your legacy continues to build. And so really for you, what's a very tactical thing that you can do? Because I've actually coached several people who are at this stage, and you actually start by documenting what you're doing. Like, how do you hire? Nathan, this is a common question. Nathan, I think it's time for me to hire an editor. Nathan, I think it's time for me to get like a VA, some sort of virtual assistant, or just someone that could help me with my customer service. What do I do? The best thing you can start doing if you're entering this stage is to document workflows. What are you doing right now? So that they don't live only in your head, because that's oh my goodness, this is like the toughest thing. Your way that you operate and the procedures you do at this point in stage 5 are like muscle memory, man. I mean, you just like are cruising and grooving because you just know what to do. You open up YouTube, you know what to do. You turn on your camera, you know what to do. You open up your customer service and your emails or your CRM and you know what to do. Like, you're just on it. But you can't be on it and your business be sustainable. So in order to pass things off, you have to start documenting your workflow so they don't live in your head. Learn to hire out your weaknesses. What are the things that you, if this was off your plate, would really free up a lot of time for you to do higher leverage work. For a lot of content creators, that actually is editing, unless editing happens to be something that is incredibly joyous for you and fuels your life, then keep it. But for a lot of people, you don't have to be the person editing your videos. And now if someone's editing your videos, you know how much time you just bought back for yourself? To work, to spend more time on packaging, to spend more time on ideating, to spend more time on building the next thing, training the next person. You have to learn how to remove yourself from production at this point. And the win, man, is like, what's really cool is you built something real. Like a creator CEO, what the heck? Like, you lead the machine. You lead the machine. You're leading something. But you're not necessarily running it anymore. And the cool thing about this stage is I do think about Sean Cannell, who, if you don't know, Sean Cannell is the founder and CEO of Think Media. So we're streaming right now on the Think Media podcast channel, which you should totally subscribe to, because each and every week, Sean and I are laying it down with some nerdy YouTube and business advice. But we also have our main channel, Think Media, which is over 3 million subscribers. And Sean's been doing this thing for like close to a couple decades. But he started with nothing but a message and a smartphone. But he built momentum through that. One imperfect upload at a time. He went through all of the stages, and his breakthrough came when he started upgrading his skills, not his stuff. And he's talked about this so much. Like, he learned how to turn momentum into a real business. And so at this point, it's kind of crazy. Just on the YouTube side, these are like recent revenue snapshots from our main channel, from the podcast channel. And that's kind of like over $5-6 grand a month on the podcast side, and like 30K a month, average on the main channel side. And this is just YouTube. Like, Sean has gone on to be a creator CEO, and like, he's built multiple income streams. Like, it's a multi-million-dollar business and a growing team It's insane. And the big thing that I have learned through coaching people, that Sean would say if he was right here as a creator CEO, that you probably are already picking up and already have learned, even if you just punched fear in the face, you recorded your first video and you went from stage 0 to stage 1, you learn that you got to become a new version of yourself. Cool to be hallmarky right here. Cool to get a little cheesy because you know it's true deep down. Like, you have to become a new version of yourself. Stage 0 couldn't handle the weight of stage 5. You would collapse. You know what I'm saying? Like, stage 2 can't handle the details required for stage 4. This is why it's important to know where you are. What version of yourself are you right now? And how do you need to level up? Where's the next place that you need to go? And this is why we've put together these 5 stages. I'd love to know, do you know where you're at? We went through all 5. We're going to transition to some Q&A here in just a second. So make sure you're dropping your questions. I already see Logan starring some questions here. So we're going to be loaded up. Looks like we got Wanderlust Living. Brandon, I see your question in there. Stacy, I see your question there. So we're going to be getting to those in just a second. But I'd love to know, like, you know where you're at. What stage of YouTube would you say that you're in? And hey, before we jump into Q&A, I would love to share a super cool opportunity that we put together. It's not for everybody, of course, but if you're at all interested in like just not doing the whole thing alone, quite honestly, we would love to be able to coach you and we'd love to be able to help you, because here's the reality. And we can help you in 2 different ways. You honestly don't have to pay us. You can pay us with some money or you can pay us with some time, just to keep it real. There's 2 paths from this training together. If you've made it this far, over 100 people right now live, who knows on the replay, if you're serious, man, like, you have 2 paths. You can go implement this on your own. Please subscribe to our podcast right here. Each and every week, dropping gems, if I may say. Stay plugged into our free trainings. But I'd love to see you on more classes like this, and would honestly love to see updates from you on classes like this. You've got to keep publishing and improving. If you are still at stage 0 on the next training, if we do another thing like this, I'd love for you to be able to say, Nathan, I'm on stage 2. Nathan, I'm on stage 1. I just did it. I moved on. But the second path is get help and compress time. And I shared a few case studies today, myself included, but also shared a couple case studies that are recent of people that are just jumping in and within a call or 2, within an insight or 2, within a quick tweak or 2. I say that 5 times fast. Quick tweak or 2, changing things. And so I want to invite you to think about, what would life look like? What would the rest of this year look like? It's kind of crazy. We're halfway through. If you had personalized direction, if you had accountability, if you had proven systems, if you had a community of serious creators who are moving through the stages, what would it look like if you played YouTube on co-op mode? This is like my little nerdiness coming out, but I think a lot of us have played video games or some sort of game before. Co-op mode is where you hand the controller to someone else. Stop playing solo. Stop playing on single player. It's fun for a little bit until you just keep dying, and then you realize you're talking out loud to yourself, and you're, I guess in this case, you're not cursing the screen. Or maybe you are. You're cursing out YouTube. You're like, why? A 10 of 10. You're like, I'm not winning. Co-op mode is where you hand over the controller, and now you're not doing it alone. And the best way to play is if you're playing with someone who knows what's up. If you're playing with someone who's been down the same path that you are trying to go down, it's just a lot easier to go through it with someone who knows what there's like, dude, hit this here, use this shortcut. Oh, we got to go around here. Yeah, the boss, he's typically goes left, so we're gonna need to go right. Playing on co-op mode, we have found to be the fastest way to shortcut all the stages. I mean, hands down. We know this to just be true in life. Learning something by yourself, or getting lessons. You want to learn? I was in the music niche. You trying to learn how to record songs by yourself? Or can I just tell you which microphone to get? Can I tell you how high to have your microphone turned on? Can I tell you which plugins are worth your time? And then can I tell you how, it was saying do you want to do this yourself, or do you want to do this with someone else? And we put together something incredibly sick for you if you're here today. We'd love to give you a free channel assessment. Yes, you read that right. Free channel assessment. If you go to myviralvideocoach.com, so we'll drop that link in the chat too, myviralvideocoach.com. Hey, if you're going to need to apply, but if it's a good fit, meaning, what does that mean, Nathan? Yeah, I got you. Meaning you've actually got some traction, because in order to have a channel assessment, there has to be a channel to assess, right? So if you've been posting even a few videos, if you are in stage 1, come get your free channel assessment. When you apply, if it's a good fit and you actually show up is the key, by the way, You're going to get a full AI powered channel audit of your channel with an actual human, by the way. It's just like we have this entire suite of tools that we actually use with our one-on-one coaching clients that we're just using for free for anyone who we think is a good fit. After you apply, you can show up and get a full audit of your channel with a human actually looking at your channel. The exact same tools that our coaches use with our one-on-one clients. This is every 90 days we do a game plan, and it's going to be personalized to your stage, your niche, and your channel. This is why you have to have a channel, right? Like you have to be able to fill in information about what you're doing. But the coolest part is that you're going to get a clear action plan for your next steps. And it's free because you might have a hunch. Oh yeah, I'm stage 1. Oh yeah, I'm stage 3. Like, okay, cool. Wherever you are, let's get a game plan together. And this is completely free. You do just have to show up. You have to apply. So it won't be for everyone, but you do have to show up in full disclosure because there's nothing to hide. Logan and I both. And you can ask us questions, by the way, too. Like, let's talk YouTube for sure. But if you have questions about this stuff and about like, is it legit? Is about whatever, like Logan and I would love to talk about that with you. You're going to hear about the fastest way that we believe to upgrade your identity is to change your environment. So you're going to hear about our coaching program. In the coaching program, we have the sickest deal on right now is this thing called Elite. I've referenced it a couple times here. That's that Josh guy who literally on his first call had like a outlier video, his second call, making money from his videos. It's group coaching. It's group coaching where that you get to show up with other serious creators all at the same stage. So it's categorized like, are you at this stage? Are you at this stage? People that are trying to grow, to stay consistent and get even more from YouTube. And by the way, just right off the bat, these are real people. Real, like there's no AI bots. You will actually hop on a Zoom call in a room with a vetted YouTube strategist to help coach you and a few other people from an actual coach. And these coaches are using the exact same strategies that I've used, that tens of thousands of others of students have used to get over 30 billion views. We specialize in silver play buttons, man. And we know that it's not all about the silver play button. It's actually about the business that you're building underneath too. Because here's why we put this together. Just like, to be completely honest, at least this is what my week looked like. Tell me if this sounds familiar. Okay, starting the week Monday, feeling really good. All right, but you kind of get lost because you don't really know how to research or what to research. You didn't hear about me telling you like, dude, how to like study proven things. So you're kind of guessing at your next video. If you even do any research, comes to Tuesday, maybe there's a little bit of editing, but mostly second guessing. Let's be real, because work was tough. And so then you're like, hey, cool. It's only Tuesday. I got the rest of the week. I'm going to show up Wednesday. Boom, baby. But you did the wrong thing, man. You opened up the comments first thing in the morning. What are you doing to yourself, right? And you're like, oh, I'm reacting to, or you're reading other people's comments and you're like, oh, they have so many more views than me. So then it's like midday and you start overthinking topics. And then, yeah, it's Wednesday and you feel burned out because the load between family, priorities, work, day job, whatever it is, and the whole YouTube thing feeling like it's impossible start to weigh on you. So Thursday, you're like, okay, let's get back at this. Watching tutorials, you start over. Friday, filming. But like, geez, the camera went out. The microphone wasn't on. I didn't really have a plan, so I was all over the place. And this whole time, I have no feedback. It's just me alone in my room, kind of talking to my wife or my partner about this, and they don't really get it. So I'm over here just like, I don't know what I don't know. And I'm actually not doing anything really meaningful. I'm like filming and creating stuff, which is awesome, but I'm serious about this and I'm not getting the results I should be getting. So by Saturday and the weekend, you're scrambling for ideas. Sunday hits, you have no plan because there's no system, no feedback loop, no one to ask. And it's all scattered energy. And hear me, I'm like, the tone that you hear from me is at myself. This is why I actually paid for coaching, whatever, that 4 or 5 years ago, to be able to not do this myself. Like, because this was me, this was my week. And there's no way you're going to get to where you want to be if your weeks look like this. And so this is why we put together Elite. This is what your week could look like. It's an example. Imagine if you showed up Monday and you actually already had a plan, because a coach actually helped you put together a 90-day game plan so that you know exactly what you're focusing on. So you're like, cool, I know what I'm doing this week. Gee, that's a first. You get to Tuesday, there's a coaching call that day. So you show up, you share your video ideas, get direct feedback. And then guess what? Now that you have everything tightened up, your hook was tightened up a little bit. Actually, it went a different direction than you thought you should have been titling your thumbnail it. Then you actually get to go film. So you're like, okay, cool. Now I'm filming, and I'm filming on purpose because I got feedback. The idea has been vetted. And it's all tracing back to a game plan that I'm actually on for the first time, maybe. Thursday, there's this office hours that happens every week, all about titles and thumbnails. So you show up because you're like, hey, I got feedback on the idea, filmed it. Here's what I'm thinking for the title thumbnail. You get some extra feedback before you actually launch it by end of week, where you publish the video, Give it some time. You show back up the next week and you bring that video. You can literally share your analytics, share your screen. Here's what the video is doing so you can get feedback. Now, this is just an example. This is an example. Full disclosure, and if you have any questions, let us know. But there's like 7 calls during the week, group coaching calls, all different times, all different time zones. If you can't make one, they're recorded, so you can always submit a question and get the recording. But this is a different week, is it not, than what things might look like right now? And the reason we put this together is because imagine doing this for 52 weeks. That week, that different of a week, times 52 weeks versus a scattered week. How do you not succeed? Okay, we're jumping to Q&A. The standard investment for this is $6,000 for a year, which I'm going to be completely honest is actually a little ridiculous considering what you get. The special that we're running right now, it's halfway through the year, it's time to get serious, is if you buy 6 months, you get 6 months. It just means Elite's half off for an entire year. So it's $3,000 for 12 months inside of that kind of a week, inside of that kind of environment. And just to tell you, we have nothing to hide here. We've done this like tens of thousands of times now with people. We actually have a new 2X growth guarantee because we're that, I'll say confident. We're that confident in our ability to help people grow meaningfully that you get this for 12 months. If you don't 2X your growth, we will keep working with you. We'll just keep working with you until we do. That's our goal. Like, you should not get into coaching unless you're actually going to grow. And this is not for people who are looking for magic buttons. If you're looking for the overnight stuff, hopefully you know by this point, that's not, like, it's not you. That's not you. That's not you if you're here right now. This is not for a course collector. This is not for someone who's still in stage 0, who's just convinced they need to keep consuming. This isn't for you yet, but it is for people that are serious. You understand the idea of being more of a business owner in a YouTuber's costume is, you're like, that's it. That's how I actually turn this dream into reality. Oh, I don't have to have a lot of views. You're telling me, Nathan, that views can be down and income can still be up? Yep. 100%. It's all about your money plan. And I do just want to say one thing as your big brother or little brother. Hey, if you're older than me, you've already been thinking about this for a while. And if you started, I'm freaking so proud of you. But if you're still thinking about it, or if you're still kind of dabbling, you gotta know how this works. Like, we're already halfway through 2026. And so with this deal, let's just lay it out on the table. You get an entire year of coaching each and every week, multiple opportunities, looking over every video, every title, every thumbnail, every script in your analytics after you've posted. How do you not win, right? That's the environment that we are purposely trying to create. We're trying to be the best at offering this. You would have an entire year from right now to wrap up the end of 2026. Imagine being halfway through that kind of coaching and it's the new year. Only halfway through the coaching and it's the new year. What change would you have already done simply by like putting yourself in that environment? This is just real talk. I mean, honestly, like, we can talk. If you're kind and courteous as I will be to you, what hesitation do you have? Drop it in the comments. Like, I would love to talk about it. Because if you don't do this now, you know how this goes, friend. This is me. This was my cycle. I didn't even share this. I waited like 18 months in stage 0. So that was enough time to go through the whole, okay, it's like halfway through the year. I still got this. Come on. Are you feeling that? You're like, okay, it's halfway. Things aren't really looking how I wanted them to, but I got this. If it's not now, Christmas is going to be here before you know it. I know that sounds crazy, but the holidays are going to hit. Things always slow down, and you're going to gear up the energy again when you could have already been halfway through an entire year of dedicated coaching. So completely understand if it's not the right time. Like, we're not trying to force anybody, but we are just trying to say we know what we're doing. And we'd love to help you if you're serious about it. So if you'd like to play YouTube on co-op mode, this is the coaching program you will hear about on this call. In full disclosure, there's nothing to hide, right, Logan? Like, this is actually a free channel assessment. Like, please apply. And if you're a good fit, show up for your channel assessment. But the whole reason that we put the assessment together and are kind of like peeling back the curtain on our internal one-on-one client stuff is because a lot of people don't show up to the calls. You know what I mean? So it's like, show up, show that you're serious. Come get a free channel assessment and hear about coaching, hear about an opportunity to get into something for an entire year at half the price, to change up your environment, to make the rest of this year the best it's ever been. And then you're already rocking and rolling by the time it's New Year's. Heck yeah. I'm not trying to slow down. I'm not trying to slow down, man. Like, let's go now. Hey, you can apply at myviralvideocoach.com. We got that link in the chat for you. I'm going to go ahead and bring Logan back up for any further housekeeping, and we'll set the stage for some Q&A. Logan and I'm so pumped to just like go super deep. So like for real, we can rapid fire. We can go for it. I'm here to hang. We still have like a whole 40 minutes of Q&A. Like,
yes.
Anything we need to know before we get started?
There's a question from Omar, speaks Spanish now. Is there a super elite? I want to double in 3 to 6 months. I thought that was funny.
I love it. I mean, like, full disclosure, we do one-on-one coaching. So like, I actually like the gusto here. So if you were at all serious and you did apply at myviralvideocoach.com, get your assessment, and then you could like, you literally are meeting with someone on our team. So you can be like, hey, what's the super elite stuff? And they'll tell you about this thing called Accelerator, which is our one-on-one coaching thing, where it's like everything we described, right, Logan, before, but you're not in a group. It's like every week you're with one dedicated strategist working your plan. So it's definitely, our team calls it all gas, no brakes. So it's pretty intense. It's like the personal training for YouTube. So if you're at all interested, yes, there is a super elite.
Love it. Yeah. And if you have filled out the My Viral Video Coach application, our team truly does want to come alongside you and figure out what the best next step for you is to propel your channel and make it to that next step. So whether that's Elite or one of our other coaching programs, they're not going to hold back. They're going to let you know what's working on your channel, especially with that assessment. So Omar, if you head over to myviralvideocoach.com, they'll get you taken care of. I just thought it was funny, and I loved the enthusiasm. He has a video that is like a crazy outlier, and he's making a part 2 right now.
Yo, so Omar, come on, man. Let's go.
Yes. Okay. Here's a question from somebody who wants to create, I believe she said, like a media company for true crime. America's Most Evil is the channel. I feel like it's not for level 1 elite specifically. I don't have that much money, but if I get monetized, I'm 100% putting that back into the channel. What do you think, Nathan, about creators who feel like, gosh, am I ready for this with the stage that I'm at?
It's such a good question. And like, there's no hidden agenda here. So like, please go take your time. Like if you're like, I literally can't afford it right now, understandable. I would also at the same time, only because I've done the same thing. And so please hear my heart is like coming from love and not like trying to assume anything. Just doing this with hundreds of creators personally at this point is like, but is there a way? Is kind of the question to ask. What would need to be true for me to be able to jump in? And like actually trying to run the play out, because here's the truth. I think that this kind of thing is for every level, only because the sooner you get into coaching or some sort of coaching, which by the way, doesn't even have to be us. It could be our free stuff here every week, but just the sooner you get into some sort of guided thing where you get accountability and you get feedback, the sooner you start to learn how to do things the right way. And there's a phrase that I have a little bit of beef with, Logan, which is that practice makes perfect. And it doesn't. Practice doesn't make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect. And so it's this idea that you can get really good at doing things the wrong way, or you can get really efficient and sharp at doing things the underperforming way. So there's like, this just means there's a way to learn. There's a way to dribble a basketball. There's a way to ride a bike, and those things go a lot quicker and a lot easier. And we're sparing ourselves from having to unlearn bad habits by jumping into perfect practice as soon as we can. So I completely understand if like financially it's not a good time, totally cool, but also would want to challenge what would need to be true. And if it's about like the instruction for the level you're at, personally, I would say like the sooner you get into something like that, the sooner you get to start perfect practice, so to speak.
So good. And I see a comment here from Sally's Garden Solutions, and she said, Elite is a game changer. You still have to do the work. And I love that, Nathan, because yes, it is work. It is putting in work. But just like you said, it's putting in the right work to truly grow your channel and reach the right audience you are
100%.
trying to serve and you are trying to connect with. And that is really how you get to the next stage, is by finding the right audience and connecting with your true niche, your true community. And so I love that, Sally, that you understand that you still have to do the work, but Elite really just helps you implement the right foundation, like you're talking about, Nathan, and the right techniques. It's like I could go and learn how to play the drums with the worst technique ever, and I would suck at playing drums because I practiced a lot, but I
Yeah.
practiced wrong. And so I know we see a lot of creators also that are like, hey, I've been at this YouTube thing for a while. What in the heck
Yeah.
is going on? Why can't I get to this next phase or this next step? And I know personally for me, Nathan, it's like, oh, hey, there was just like one or two things you needed to tweak, but you needed someone in your corner to be able to call out the blind spot. Because
Yes.
I don't know if you're here and you've been doing this a while, and maybe you feel like you're trying new things or you just feel stunted in your channel growth. It is really so game changing to have somebody else from the outside looking in with maybe not a passion for your niche either, to just objectively look at your channel, your analytics, and say, hey, what if we try this? Hey, what if we implement this instead? And so, anyways, Nathan,
Nailed
what
it.
do you have to say about that?
No, nailed it. I mean, you hit the nail on the head. And so, and Sally, also, you're a legend, by the way. Sally's had some great growth, has been monetized, and I don't want to call you out, Sally, even though I guess we are on a live stream right now. But how old are you, Sally? Would you mind sharing? And how old were you when you got monetized and started YouTube? Because you are a legend. You are a legend. You're like Sherry. You're like so many students of ours that actually put in the work. Because you nailed it, Logan. It's going to take effort either way. And so I'd rather like be sweating in an environment that at least means I'm doing things the best. Like my sweat goes further. That's the weirdest sentence I think I've ever said on a live stream. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like where it's actually worth it, because the cool thing too is not doing this alone. That's why I love co-op mode. Like it's almost, yes, our 2x your growth thing is legit, by the way. We honor that and it's real. And it's, I think, really shows how much we want to show up and partner with you. But it's also just about like not doing this thing alone. How many people can you nerd out with about this YouTube thing, and getting to have that sort of set time every week or every other week to meet with people, to nerd out, to just connect with other people. Like our coaches are legends, Logan. I know you know that, but I know you know firsthand, like being head of our student success, like the most valuable relationships are often the ones of just your fellow comrades, right? The person who's just doing it too and decided to jump in, and it was a little scary to spend the money because it's like, I want to get results, but I'm serious. And so I'm trusting Nathan. I'm going to trust Logan. I'm going to trust Think Media. I'm going to go for it. You know, like, here we go. To be around those people too, and to be around people who could just be one step ahead of you, those are the environments you got to get yourself in. And so I understand financial stuff. I really do. Like you saw my budget, like that line item was on my budget. And something I didn't share in my story just for time's sake was that I almost canceled it. And my wife was the person who said, not yet. I almost canceled it because I wasn't seeing results. And it's because I wasn't putting in the work. So she was my coach in the moment to be like, give it another try, man. It's been like 3 months, you know? So to be able to be with someone, to have the accountability to share your wins with, but to share the losses with, is just, I think, the best way to go about doing this whole YouTube thing, because it can be incredibly discouraging, you know?
Yes, you did call her out. She did respond. She
Hey,
started
Sally.
YouTube at 67, and now just a short year later, she's 68. And Nathan, she just hit 4,000 subscribers because she had an outlier video. Her goal was to reach 3,000 subscribers by the end of summer. Her videos launching, the last time I looked at it, it had 58,000 views, and she gained a heck of a lot of subscribers. So just recently, Sally hit 4,000 subscribers. She's fully monetized and 68. Sally, that is why you're a legend.
Sally, this overexposed glow behind me is for you. This is your aura right now. This is crazy. That's awesome. What are we talking about?
Yeah, so cool. Okay, this is probably the least techie question here, but somebody said, okay, but why does Nathan look like AI?
One of our team members was like, is your coffee AI? And I'm like, no, I don't know what I need to do. Like, I mean, yes, it's really
What a
here.
compliment, though. I'm like,
yeah, I guess so. Thanks. Thank you. Yeah.
yes. Okay, I have a couple questions here from Stacy, and these are YouTube related. And I have her channel also if we need
Okay.
to pull it up because she has questions about thumbnails.
Let's go.
Do you recommend all of the thumbnails to match on the channel, or can they be individual? For example, on my channel, I do small batch recipes. Should all of the thumbnails be recipe photos?
If on your channel you do small batch recipes, and you're saying recommend all the thumbnails match, I guess the question I'm assuming you mean, Stacy, and we're hanging out now, so like drop it in the chat. Like, are you talking about like a specific style, like a branding play, like all your thumbnails have the same sort of font or same sort of color or same sort of layout, and you're swapping the images or text based on the small batch recipe that you're doing? If so, that's what a lot of people. Okay, Stacy said yes. Okay, cool. So if that's what you're saying, and it's a great question, I like that. And I don't like that. Let's break it down. I like that because that's a system, a way of templatizing your creation process, which is so good. I don't like it because sometimes we will stop experimenting and we'll rely on the template. And we could be missing the fact that it's not converting as well. So what do you do, Stacy? It's like if we were hanging out one-on-one, it's like, okay, cool. And depending on your channel, I'll pull up, or do you have her channel? I can pull it up here really quick. Look at you, Logan. What a ninja. Okay, let's go. Can we go to most popular videos just to see? Okay, wow. We go 40,000 subscribers. Heck yeah. Okay, so I love this. Okay, this is why coaching matters so much, Logan, is like what we're doing right now. You can intake vanilla YouTube strategy from anybody and everybody, including me, by the way, including the teaching I just shared. But nothing beats the personalization. This is why coaching matters. This is what perfect practice means. Are you even practicing the right way for you? So for Stacy specifically, I can already tell you what to do. I like the templates because it, again, helps your creation process, but I don't like it because of where your channel is at. Your channel is at a size and a view count, not just in your popular videos, but what I saw even in your latest top 8. We need to be thumbnail testing if you're not already. So especially thumbnail testing, because you would want to have one of those thumbnails anchor around this template, and at least another slot in your thumbnail should be purposefully pushing the envelope. It should be like, I love the option of a wildcard slot in thumbnail A/B testing, which again, super specific to you, Stacy, because of your subscriber count, your view velocity that I could see right there. We need to be A/B testing because I'm assuming you're getting enough impressions to warrant it. Whenever you A/B test, you're splitting the impressions there. So one of those slots, let it be the template, but let at least another slot be an experiment, be something that's not a template. And you don't have to do that necessarily every video, but at least every few videos, honestly, Stacy, I would do a test like that. And if you want to make it like cold data, facts don't lie, just do 2. One thumbnail is the templated version, branded version. Another thumbnail is trying something different. See what wins. Because then over time, you're eventually going to establish a new template, a new brand, if you can find out what works and what doesn't. So that's probably the answer that I would say. Don't skip out on testing. Don't stop experimenting, especially at your stage. That is how you will continue to grow to get a silver play button, view counts continuing to rise, is by testing. So
Awesome. Love it, Nathan. And I know you're big too about each video performs by itself. So I know that she has day 25, day 26, like she's doing a string of them. And Nathan, you'll hear him often saying each video performs by itself. So even if you make a part 2, that doesn't mean you have to have the same template for all of those 25 videos. And if you were just jumping in here onto the podcast channel, hello, we are talking all things YouTube right now. We're doing a little bit of Q&A with none other than Nathan Eswine right now and the live chat. We also have a promo going for our elite coaching program here at Think Media, kind of our co-op mode. So I just wanted to say, if you're jumping in, head over to myviralvideocoach.com. You can connect with our team. We're doing 50% off, which is honestly kind of insane, Nathan. So you get 6 months, get the other 6 months free, which means, hey, we want to partner with you this next year to over 2x times grow your YouTube channel. We also have a free channel assessment for you over there. So again, myviralvideocoach.com, and we are doing some Q&A. So Nathan, I will queue up the next one for you here. And this is kind of going back to the stages and what you are teaching on. So this is Kevin, ADHD Life Now. He said, if you're doing a CTA asking to subscribe and like the video, where do you recommend to put the CTA for a freebie or a product?
Ooh, love this question, man. Okay. My brain is going a million miles an hour. Let's start here. Where do you do the CTA for a freebie or a product? Let's start there. I would jump in and say that call to action is the most important call to action. Not that liking and subscribing is a bad thing to do. But as a business owner in a YouTuber's costume, which is how I'm talking to you, because you want to make this thing sustainable and grow into something, the most important call to action we can do in a YouTube video is going to be the latter of what you just said there. Like for a freebie, direct to a product, discovery call, whatever it is in your niche. So that gets the priority, which means it gets priority placement. And priority placement for a call to action is going to be anything between like that 30% to 40% mark, at least by halfway. Before halfway through your video, giving a call to action towards the priority. Why? Because that's where most people have been bought in. You would have already given them some value. People would have started to know you, maybe start to like you. It's like all of us are judging whenever we watch videos. I know it. It's fine. Like you probably judge me when you jump in and it's all good. I'm cool with it. But we know that everyone does this on our videos. So by that 30, 40, 50% max mark in a YouTube video, do the primary call to action, which would be to your freebie or your lead magnet or, direct to a sales page or anything like that. If you do something that's like liking and subscribing, if you're doing it all in the same video, which I think is possible, I would just put those to be a little bit later in the video. You can also get sneaky. I'm throwing a lot at you because we're just coaching, man. You could also get sneaky and have because there's different ways you deliver a call to action. Verbal or nonverbal. So you could do a verbal call to action to the priority, placing it before halfway. So you're actually saying in your video, kind of like the example I gave, shaker bottle, by the way, restocked, link in the description. But then you can have a nonverbal call to action to like and subscribe, which I'm sure all of us have seen, which is like a little lower thirds thing that would like pop up right here. The creator on screen isn't saying like and subscribe. It's like this text-based thing, animated thing, graphics thing. It says like and subscribe. So you could sneak that in the beginning while you're delivering value and then verbally do a call to action to your freebie or whatever it is. And then you can always do another like and subscribe as you got further into the video. But then the best call to action, it's good for everybody. The best call to action we could all do at the end of our video is point people to another one of our videos. It's the best thing you can do. Like some people will say end screens are dead. They're not dead. The dedicated people that will have watched your video and hear you say, by the way, shaker bottles are cool, but have you tried like these glass mason jars? I'm just riffing right now. Click or tap the screen right here and I'll meet you in there. We can talk about like how to whatever. I'm just riffing. But like now you're increasing session time. So we just covered a lot there, but I'm trying to give you everything. Priority placement for the most important call to action. And as a business owner in YouTuber's costume, it's not on platform engagement. It's not liking, it's not subscribing, it's not leave a comment, it's not turn on your notification bells. Who cares? Priority placement is the freebie, the thing, the whatever, your product, your service. Boom, that gets placement verbally before halfway. On platform calls to like engagement, calls to actions for on platform, liking, subscribing, those can be woven in many different ways. Non-verbal as text on screen in the beginning, or verbal as you get further into the video. So if you have follow-ups, let me know. But hopefully that was helpful. I love nerding out about that stuff.
Yeah, I got one. And I feel like the answer is yes, but I just want to run it past you. Would the
Yeah.
CTA for asking people to join your Patreon follow the same pattern as the freebie or product? So
Yeah,
off the platform.
100% nailed it. Yes, exact same pattern. So think about it. The pattern is priority placement. So it's almost like you have to create this new note. If you don't already have some sort of template for like scripting your videos out, you got to add a new slot that says, what is the call to action? By the way, this is how we work internally at Think Media. Sean, our founder and CEO, has like brainwashed all of us so that we don't start a script or an outline for a video without first answering the question, what is the call to action? It's just the way we do things at Think Media. And it's this business builder way of doing YouTube videos. You have to answer that. So if it's a Patreon sign up, that is the call to action and it gets priority placement. And we already talked about where to put that. But it's like, you got to remind yourself because otherwise you'll forget. And this is why having a coach is helpful, because one of the first things we'll do, Logan, is like, well, what's the call to action? And the number of times people are like, oh, I didn't think about that. You know what I mean? So yes, same format, same pattern for the priority.
Amazing. The transporter room, Chris. Thank you for your question.
Great.
Here's from Prep Stetters. For starting a second channel that's similar but a different vein on YouTube, should I create a separate account or just another channel under my main account?
Second, similar but different vein. Feel free to drop a little bit more context there. That's what I'm held up on. But dominantly, when it's talking about like creating a separate account or a different channel, I always phrase that not as a channel question, but as an audience question. So like take yourself out of the equation just for a minute and think through, okay, am I trying to reach a new audience with this new channel? And that helps the answer get really clear. Because if it's like, I'm going to use an extreme example. If I am going from sourdough baking to kettlebell fitness, those are different audiences, right? So I'm going to make a new channel because I'm not going to try to do all that on the same channel. Okay. Second vein is more ministry related, a daily devotional. Yeah.
Here's her channel too.
Oh yeah.
For
Can we look at
reference.
that too? Thanks so much, Logan. You read my mind. Okay. Health hacks.
Prepsteaders, homesteading, like getting your emergency kit together kind of is what it is, with her faith and morals and beliefs woven into the channel as well. I would say just from the way she communicates, but not necessarily daily devotionals right now.
100%. Okay, yeah. So there's two ways to play this then. You ready for this? Here's something. Oh my goodness, and especially at the channel size you're at, let's go. But this is good for anybody, almost no matter the stage, probably especially like stage 2 and beyond. Before you make a decision like this, get coaching and ask. So like cheers, and I'll keep giving you some coaching. But your next homework assignment is like right now, create a community tab post with a poll so it's easy for people to click and it's easy data for you to ask this question. If I were to start a devotional series, blah, 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 don't make it too long, just enough to gauge interest. If I were to make a blah, blah, blah series, would you be interested? Would you watch? Would you watch it? Would you tune in? However you'd phrase it. And it's like, yes, no, that's the best because it's clean. You know what I mean? Or you'd have yes, no, something else. You'd have people drop in at your channel size and the view counts that you have gotten historically and are getting consistently. You have the best asset in the world. It's your audience. Ask them. They'll tell you. You know what I mean? And like because it's one thing for me to give you coaching. It's another thing for your audience just to tell you what's up. So do that and probably do it a couple times. Drop a post that's a yes, no. After you get some information, do another question in the next couple days, like 2 or 3 days from now, drop another question. And it's like on the devotional series, if it looked like this or that, like literally ask your audience for what they would tune in for so that if you can do whatever you want. You're the CEO of your YouTube channel, even if you're at a different stage. That way, if your people jive with it, because it's also then, okay, I'm sorry, Logan, I'm just going, but it's like, it's also, you have to jump up another level. I would ask you if we were one-on-one, what's the point? Not in not in a way that I'm trying to like second guess you or come down on you, but it was like my job as a coach. No. Like anything we choose to do with our YouTube channel, be it new content formats, new series, what purpose does it serve? It's just like your job. And that could be, Nathan, it's just pure enjoyment. Heck yeah, we have an answer, pure enjoyment. You know what I mean? Put that in the mission log and then go for it. But actually making sure that what you're mapping to, like if you do this series, it's going to take time, it's going to whatever, just being clear on what you want it to do so that you can measure it properly, because most likely, I could be wrong, because it's a different topic by nature. It's like you said, same vein, it's still you. People would probably be tuning in for you. You could still bring in a new audience off of these videos, but I would not judge it by the same view counts you would typically judge your other videos. Like, have a number in your head. Like, oh, if I got like half the views I typically get, that's a good sign. If I have a quarter of whatever it is, like I would have those two things. So number one, ask your audience, best data in the world. Ask them several times. And then the second thing, clarify the objective. Even, I know it sounds a little cold with something that's ministry driven, like believer myself, but I am also a coach. And I think that for you to be able to spend your time on a video like this, it should serve a purpose, even if it's just fulfillment for you and feeling like it's on mission. That's a totally acceptable answer. But then just be careful not to judge this new series the same way you judge typical content.
So great. She has been a part of the Think Media sphere for years. I feel like it's been a hot second since I've seen Krista in the chat. So I was glad to see her. And she said, this is so helpful. Thank you. We're so glad you made it today, and glad that was fruitful for you and where you're at. Okay. I've got kind of one that is in a similar vein, kind of nuanced, probably just going to be a quick answer. Is it better to start a new channel, Nathan, or just go with your existing one?
Yep. Here we go. So this is in the air right now, Logan. I don't know if
Yes.
you see, right? Like, okay, is it better to start a new channel or go with an existing one? I'd love even more context. Here's what I'd say. In general, it's an audience question. I'm sorry. I'm just going to go back to that. It's an audience question. If you have an existing channel that up until this point you haven't really taken seriously, you've kind of like dabbled on and off, and it's been years and it's been whatever. By the way, if you're still here, subscribe to the podcast channel right here where we're streaming from. Thursday, we're dropping an episode where I interviewed one of our students. His name is Matt Tommy. And this is his story. He like literally woke up a decade old channel. He just used a YouTube channel as storage, as like a Dropbox. So he just like put videos up there to be able to share with people or look back on. And his channel is like full explosion right now on this 10-year-old channel that had all this other stuff on it. So what I'm trying to say by sharing that is you should check out that interview. I think it could be helpful. He gives some answers, but I also think it's proof it can still work on an existing channel. It's just an audience question mostly for me. So if your existing channel has already been serving an audience and by starting a new one, it would be different, you absolutely should do a new channel. That's the YouTube strategy answer. What I would say is just like your homie, if I could like say it like that, is like your little big YouTube brother. If you need to do a new channel because it's going to help with your mental state, do it. This is something this is what I hope to be true that makes Think Media coaching different is I'm just going to care about you before I care about the algorithm. So I can give you a YouTube answer. I already did that. But I think the deeper question is sometimes if you started a new channel, it's because there's a sense of a blank slate as a creator, like a fresh start, a new direction. And I'm all about that all day long. That's a moment where I'm like, who cares about what the algorithm or what YouTube, do what you need to do so you can go this way and like market, new channel, this direction. Heck yeah, I'm fully behind you. So those are two answers I'd give. You decide, is it more of a personal thing? Blank slate, go for it. If it's pure YouTube, you're like, nah, dude, I'm good. I'm just like, what's best for the algorithm? Doesn't matter unless it's a different audience, then start a new channel.
Thank you, Nathan. Yeah, it is in the air. We've been getting that question often and seeing it a lot in the comments too. So thank you for asking, Wanderlust Living. You're not alone. I'm sure that helped somebody else here as
Really
well. I see Brandon said he's in stage 2 and that's been the main roadblock. So thank you, Nathan, for helping find that.
Come on, man. I'm glad you're here. Cheering you on, Brandon. It's awesome.
And with that, he also has another question somewhere
let's go.
here. And it's regarding your ASQ method. I believe that this was stage 1. If you were there, you were saying, hey, if you need a video idea, ASQ style. And so he's asking what that could look like for an entertainment channel. His setback is trying to find out what questions people have within his niche. And I'm sure there's probably entertainment channels here that might be thinking the same thing. Like, how in the world am I answering a question when I'm trying to entertain people? So yeah, if you don't know who Brandon Chang is, he has a Lego channel. So he said, I try crazy Lego experiments. So every video is different.
100%. And this is helpful because I have like a lot of context on your channel, Brandon. It was so fun to partner together and get you monetized, bro, in our time together. Okay, so yes, well, I'm going to start with just like the broader entertainment thing, and then I'm going to come right to you, okay? So broader entertainment, well, how do I do ASQ? I would just replace the word questions. I would say like answer specific queries, specific topics is probably the idea, right? Because even in an entertainment channel, there's something that's anchoring you for most entertainment channels, unless some of us are like Logan Paul or whatever, but I don't think that's this crowd. So here's a great example. Brandon, your channel is crazy Lego experiments, right? You've done wild stuff like Lego bird feeders, Lego fishing poles, right? So here's the interesting thing. The nature of entertainment, this is in your channel is a great example of this, is like Lego fishing pole. I don't think a lot of people are searching for that. So search volume would be low. But if you can level up, I think for an entertainment channel, maybe it's actually replacing the word specific. It's like answering questions because you need to go up a couple rungs, I think. how would someone find a video that's like, I made a Lego fishing pole? It's probably someone looking for like what? Lego builds. That is an anchor phrase for that thing, Lego build. Crazy Lego build, you could see if that's there. So I think you got to go up a level or two with the specificity, because you need to try to, I think it's this, you label like a category to the kind of video that you're making. So it's like, if we're just riffing off of this example, I think it's a great one to use. If you're gonna, okay, you're like, I'm gonna make a video about like building a Lego fishing pole and see if it can actually catch a fish. Genius idea. I mean, it was one of your most popular videos, right? But it's like, if you're gonna make that again, that's your idea. Then, and even AI could help you chop this up, or like a coach or something, is like, what category is that in? What are the kinds of things that people could be looking for that this video, this idea could still fit inside? So like wild Lego builds, unique, whatever, like trying to think about the ways people are phrasing things and looking for something. But that research will definitely help you be able to label those specific topic. But it's also making sure this is where we get into the details a little bit. The nature of entertainment content, and your content specifically, is almost like you're making content people didn't know they wanted to click on. I'll say that again. If you're in more of an entertainment-based niche, often like this kind of a thing, I'm making a Lego fishing pole to see if it will catch fish. That's like a topic that will get clicks, but people didn't know they wanted to click on it. So you try to go up the ladder, so to speak, and get away from the specificity of Lego fishing pole. Maybe there's search volume there. I don't know. Like, was there? That'd be interesting. And you just go up to be like, what do I classify this build for you, this build as, this video as? Lego experiment, crazy Lego build, custom Lego, whatever. And you start to try to identify those phrases and let those be the tags that you would use, for example, like to attach to your video, or to help you just be aware of language you can put in your title. Come on, somebody. Or your thumbnail. Come on. That's where the game is, because you're now connecting. You have this idea that people didn't know they wanted to click on under the category that they know they're interested in. We are deep right now. Are we tracking? Are we following? Like, you know what I'm saying? So like, that's actually how you would do it. It's like you would say Lego fishing pole, blah, blah, blah. And it's like crazy Lego build is like in the title or the thumbnail potentially. So I put a lot out there, Logan. Spare me from continuing to go any deeper, but Brandon, let me know if that helps.
Okay, this one might be a little lighter, Nathan. This
Okay, pull me back out.
And she said, hey, she's in stage 0 to 2, and she's looking for a recommendation of how often she should be posting on her channel.
Oh, this is really good. Okay, so do you let me see. Do you remember that slide that I shared? I'll share my screen here just so quick. I'm getting to it. That slide that I shared about the consistency. Oh no, I didn't have it in here. Okay, well, I'll just tell you about it. So here's what's cool. Actually, no, I did have it in here. I'm getting it. I'm coming. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, here we go. Okay, this slide. Audience watch behavior. This was something that recently clicked for me, and like seeing like, oh, there's these different categories that like YouTube will classify based on how people are interacting with your videos and your channel. I like to let YouTube tell me what it wants as much as possible. I think as a coach, it's irresponsible for me to just sit here and guess and speculate. So that's why I'm anchoring on this to answer your question. Here's what I think is legit. A weekly cadence matters. A weekly cadence matters. Now, in stage 0 to 2, this is why the battle is, I mean, especially getting from in stage 1, which is right in the middle between these, it's consistency. That's your biggest roadblock. But seeing YouTube say things like 6 months minimum to get regular viewers at all, that are, to be able to classify people as regular viewers, you got 5 months up here. I told you earlier that the most direct stat we can find is people quit YouTube between 20 and 50 videos. And there's something about the 23rd upload that most people never get to. 6 months is like 26 weeks. And if you did a video a week, right? Most people quit around just before this time period, 23. Like if you did a video a week, 23. We follow and I know we're doing math. But there's something interesting about this. What I am pulling from this information and just my time anecdotally as a coach, I want once a week minimum. I do. I want once a week minimum long form video that you've really thought through, you've researched, you're hopefully following a process on, you are hopefully getting feedback on along the way. So you're doing what, perfect practice, or you're just making sure you're studying what's working. So like a intentional approach to YouTube, minimum one long form video a week. That's what I would say. And I know where a lot of people's head goes. Well, what if I can do more? Prove to me you can do one a week for like 10 weeks in a row, and then we can talk about upping it. just like, no disrespect, unless you're like, oh no, I've been doing once a week for like whatever, 20 weeks. Okay, cool. Sure. More is better. I'll say it. I will say it out loud. More is better. But that's a lot to ask for someone like stage 0 to 2 to just jump into. So start with once a week, get that under your belt till it feels normal. And then let's start talking about how we could crank things up. So one a week is what I'll.
Yeah. And can I just say, Sarsland, it will feel normal eventually. It might be a hurdle to get there. And you might be thinking, holy smokes, what have I gotten myself into? I'm excited, but I'm overwhelmed. And there's a lot of learning pieces in between stage 0 and 2. So just know, if you do have those feelings, it's normal, but that's also why we are so passionate about getting around other creators and being in community with people who are there with you, who have been there, and for coaches to call you higher and help hold you accountable. So you're not trying to figure out all of the pieces by yourself. So just know, if you do get to that point, it's normal. And we are here to help you out as well over in Elite. I have a couple more questions for you, Nathan, and then I know we're wrapping up. So we'll kind of rapid fire these,
let's go.
Which will be hard, but here we go. Editing is my great wall. How do I learn enough to get past it? Sorry, I dropped that one. Yeah.
Okay, editing is the wall. I totally understand this. How do I learn enough to get past it? Okay, I'll be honest. Editing is one of those things that you can get more efficient at and you can get better at, but it's also a double-edged sword in my experience personally, but then also coaching people, is as you get better at editing, the more you want to do with editing. Thus, the longer it takes. So it's like, as you learn more cool things to do with editing, and the more efficient you become simply because you're doing it more, it's like you see you are able to do more in your editing software than you could have before, so it still takes more time. That's just one answer. So it's kind of like, one hand is like, I think it's helpful to identify the level of editing your content actually requires to benefit the viewer. Hopefully that's like a gauge that just freed some people. What is the standard of editing required in your niche? And if you're someone like Brandon, man, like if you're in this entertainment niche, him and I have talked about this a lot. Like edit, I mean, it really matters. Like lots of B-roll, quick cuts, voiceover happening. Like it's just the nature of the niche. On the other hand, you're doing the sourdough thing. I don't know, man. Like, just what is the viewer? The viewer just needs to really be able to see the jar, needs to see you doing your whatever. Like, as long as you can edit in a way that simply supports the video being valuable to the viewer, it's almost like, especially if you're editing yourself, just set it and forget it. Just do that. Just do that. But you do need to do some research to see like, hey, what's kind of the standard of editing in the niche? What capability level do I really need to learn? Because it's hard to run a race when you don't know where the finish line is. So give yourself a finish line. That's what I would do if we were like one-on-one. I'd be like, hey, let's establish, okay, here's what it looks like. So we need to be able to use B-roll. We need to be able to use some text, and we need to be able to have crisp audio or whatever it is, right? And you're like, okay, those are the markers. Let's work on getting those 3 up to standard, call it, and then we could always go from there.
Sweet. Hopefully that was insightful. And the editing thing can also get stalled because of perfectionism. We have so many people that are like, oh, I just don't understand editing, but my video's not where I want it to be, so I'm not going to post it. And people get stuck because it's not up to their level of par. But just like you're saying, Nathan, it takes time and it takes muscle memory and really learning. So don't let that hold you back either. If your video's not exactly where you want it to be because of editing, punch 100%. Perfectionism in the face, get it posted, and keep on learning and implementing. All right. I wanted to pull up this question because I know you did an interview recently with Lisa Goodwin that I think would fit perfectly. So Missy said, I'm an artist at level 0, needs help with her filming setup, and she's not interested in being on camera, only filming process videos of her art. Nathan, is that a mistake?
Missy, not at all. I'm so glad you're here because maybe that's what you needed to hear. No, not a mistake at all. So I don't know how familiar you are with Think Media and stuff, but this channel, the Think Podcast channel, I just did an interview with one of our students, Lisa, that I would totally go check out. It's like one of the recent uploads. And I think it's like how this grandma makes 40K or something like that. But it's on her channel. I would go check it out. This is literally someone who has found success, veteran on YouTube. Their whole family is full-time YouTube creators. You'd love it. And it's actually like you're in the same niche. So she would be cool to check out simply because she's someone who's a little further along potentially, but it's not a mistake. You don't have to be on camera. And filming process videos is incredibly valuable, incredibly valuable. It's actually kind of like, this might sound crazy. I do think if you can have your face on camera, I think it really helps. I think it's, I would choose that over not having your face, but that doesn't mean not showing your face is a bad thing. In fact, it can be more valuable because it's actually less distracting for the viewer. You're just seeing your hands, you're just seeing how the process works. And that's what a lot of Lisa's content is. And sure, her channel too is in the interview. I think it's, or maybe if Logan, if you find it, I'm sure Lisa would be fine with that. Like if we dropped her channel in the chat so that Missy could go just snoop around. She does some videos with her face, but most of them are faceless. So stick with the process videos, but maybe study some of her popular videos to see how she's doing it. Because I do know the filming setup is legit. And also, by the way, in the podcast, the video version of the interview on the channel, you can, as you're watching, Lisa sent us an image of her setup. So like she has this top-down rig that she put together and she shows where her camera is. She shows where the desk is. And so in terms of like coming up with the filming setup, you could literally see hers there. And we talk about it in the interview too. So cheers though.
Awesome. Nathan, what an incredible session today. What an incredible teaching. And I love the Q&A. I love getting to see creators here in the Think Media community and what's going on in their lives. And if you are maybe joined in late here, Nathan covered 5 stages on YouTube and how to really ultimately grow to being full-time, making $10,000 per month with your YouTube channel. Spoiler, if you didn't catch it yet, we do not recommend relying solely on AdSense to make $10,000 a month. So this whole entire session was really helping you get through each stage, traveling from stage 0 as a creator to stage 5. And Nathan, this will be my last thing that I say here. And I feel like it's a great parting word from Prepsteaders. One thing is certain, this is almost impossible to do alone.
Damn.
And gosh, because we're just so passionate about getting people around you and not doing this YouTube thing alone, because really it's just hard. It can be tricky mentally. It can be tricky trying to grow your channel, and maybe you're trying to grow quicker so you can quit your job and go full time on YouTube. So we just really feel like it's imperative to have people around you in community who are also YouTubers, to have a coach to call you higher, and to get into small group coaching. That is what we do here at Think Media. And so we would love to see you over in Elite. We've got the channel assessments going on right now with our Think Media team, and they'll tell you more as well about Elite and the special deal we have going on for people specifically on this call right now. If you've signed up for this web class, if you are here on this live stream, it is exclusive. It is 50% off. So what that means is we're going to work with you for a whole entire year. So you get 6 months and you get the other 6 months free, which is insane. Nathan mentioned our 2x growth. What do you want to call it, Nathan? I can't recall
Guaranteed.
now. But guarantee. We're guaranteeing that as you work with us over the next year, minimum, you're going to 2x your channel growth, which is insane. We often see creators far surpass that. I know we've got a lot of alumni in the chat here in Elite, and so they are testaments to that. But with that being said, you can do this alone, but don't do it alone. Don't do something in a 10-year span that could take you maybe a year or 2 with people in your corner, with people coaching you, giving you insight on your analytics, helping you, coaching you, and really just cheering you on. We want to celebrate with you. And it is such a privilege to be here with you, Nathan, on this training today. I will pass it back over to you. And thank you all so much for being here today and telling us more about your channels, dropping your YouTube Q&A. Love to connect with you all.
Logan, thank you so much. Can we just like clap it up if you're here? I mean, Logan's amazing. Logan is amazing. And this is a good time to call it as this glow is just around me. This is amazing. Hey, I just obviously hey, check this out. Call to action. How meta is that? And I know I'm doing it at the end here, but it's just kind of a final push, a final nudge. you should absolutely apply if you've already started YouTube, whether you're at stage 1 or not. myviralvideocoach.com. You can scan the code here. Link is in the chat. Because it's worth playing on co-op mode. It just is. I love how you phrase that. Like it's really not worth doing this thing alone. And you can, by the way, like I just don't want to like sound like, oh, the only way is to get into coaching. I mean, yeah, we already talked about why it's awesome. You can do this alone, but it's going to take a lot longer. It's going to be a lot more discouraging because it's just you. And while it is possible, it's kind of like, if you're able to, why choose that path? There are 2 paths and you can hang close. Episodes we have every week, Think Media main channel, Think Media podcast channel. But kind of like I hope you got to see as we were doing some Q&A here is like nothing beats specificity, and you need that. You need to know what stage you're in. Just like I was able to like, just after looking a couple channels, view counts, seeing where everything's at, content style, saying, oh no, you should go do this. You should actually do it this way. That's the power. And that's why I can just take a call or 2. And imagine being in the environment where every week you get the personalization, you get the, oh, you should go do this. Oh, you should do, well, you did that last week and the analytics said no. So like, let's not do that thumbnail anymore. Like, how do you know? Right? So that's our final call here is we'd love to help you if we can. We stand by it with our 2x growth outlier guarantee because we just see this work. And often you're just a few tweaks away from stuff. And hey, honestly, just keep it like totally real. You're going to be getting into coaching for 1 year at half off. So you have like 12 months for half the price. And then maybe you don't need us. like that, is that cool to say? Like maybe you just need coaching for a season and it's time to accelerate this thing. Like, let's accelerate, man. You're at stage 1. Let's get to 4 over the next 12 months. You know what I'm saying? Let's like by Christmas be making money because we're making YouTube videos. There's no reason you couldn't do that. There's no reason you couldn't do that. I've seen it happen so fast. And there's no reason it couldn't happen for you too, if you're in the right environment. So, hey, regardless though, I just hope you know we're here. Like Think Media, man, something fun to know here for the diehard crew at the end. You can verify this. Sean Cannell in Think Media is the longest running YouTube education business, period, full stop, in history. Ever. Because the track record stands. Tens of thousands of students, billions of views. And it's because we honor what we say. Hopefully you hear our heart. We're on team you. Not even really on team Think Media. We're like, yeah, okay, like it's going to cost money, but this is like what we do. You know what I mean? So like we're on team you. And we'd love to partner up with you together. A lot of other educators teach such good things, teach such great things, and have great courses and programs. But a lot of companies have been sold. Other companies still aren't here. And I just kind of want to say, as ridiculous as this might sound when it's like, hey, we'd love for you to jump in. Yeah, apply. But also we're still going to be here. So if it's really not the right time, it's okay. We'll still hang out. There'll be another opportunity to get some coaching. I don't know about this deal. That's like just being real. This is kind of crazy, 50% off. But coaching will still be here. Think Media will still be here because we've been here for well over a decade plus. So my encouragement to you, now that you know what stage you're in, now that you know you even had a homework assignment, some of you got a specific homework assignment, go do it. And then I want you to come back to this video because it'll be public. Come back to this video, leave a comment saying, Nathan, I did it. Nathan, I did the homework. Yes, I did whatever, because Logan and I want to check up on you. So leave a comment, letting me know you did your homework. And hopefully we get to see you on the other side inside of Elite. Hey, on behalf of Logan, Think Media, this channel, Think Media podcast channel, subscribe. I would love to see you in an upcoming episode. But hey, whether it's here in a future class or it's inside VRA Elite at myviralvideocoach.com, I'm so stoked for you. We're on team you, and let's do this together.